for real, you guys, my Achilles really is cooked. Cooked. I had to quit on the game last night. Failed everyone. I'm in severe pain. Cooked. Very scared.
But you're standing.
I think if I would have played, it would have been completely shredded. My Achilles is cooked. Basketball days are over.
Time to take up golf.
Hell no.
The Nerd Chat
is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
Hosted by a group of best friends.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. Daddy Diwali here. And welcome this microphone.
That's why I got rid of mine.
What's going on with this Elgato?
That's why I got rid of mine. Kept changing its volume levels.
Show's cooked.
Just call this Xbox.
Just like my Achilles. Daddy Diwali here, and welcome to The Nerd Chat, a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Chipotle Bear, how are you?
I'm doing good, bud. It's been a long week. I got to play some games though. Tomorrow's Friday. It's been nice weather. Also, just a total side note, I saved $900 this week by fixing my own furnace.
Dang.
That felt real good. And I know what you're asking. Did you get to spend that money? I absolutely did not, but I saved it, which was great. So happy to be here, man. Happy Thursday, everybody. Got a lot to talk about today. While Dan is fixing his mic there.
I hate Elgato now! Am I turning into Travis?
You are.
Yes. 2.5 hours away from Resident Evil 9. I'm super pumped. 2.5 hours away.
I also have it preloaded. Can't wait. Viva Raccoon City, said Chipotle Bear. And joining us as always. Oh, gaming sucks right now. X-Bacon Gaming.
Yeah, it does. It's I've gotten to the point where I decided I'm going to start putting my money into golf and no longer put money into gaming. So I am selling a lot of stuff to pay for a very large change in my golf game. All my tech is getting switched on my golf tech.
Including his Switch. And joining us as always, make mine a quantum soda. Bubble Boy and 7.
Yeah, I got myself some Nuka Quantum right here, and
Very
this
nice.
is
Looks
you can
very
see the
natural.
glow. Yeah, this color is not found in nature.
Doesn't look sugary at all.
No, it gets you right back here when you drink it. But ladies and gentlemen, it's delicious.
Very nice, Bubble Boy. Well, guys, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. Jose, gentlemen, I want to start the show off
Are you not a gentleman, Jose?
with something positive. Okay, guys, so just give me a couple minutes, all right? This is
Great.
positive news. I've got big news to share. Tonight, for the first time ever in our podcast history, we have a sponsor for the show.
What?
Let me tell you guys tonight about our real official sponsor. As you know, you guys, we get a lot of sun out here in beautiful Colorado. We enjoy the outdoor lifestyle, whether it be, sports, hiking. Some of us ski, not all of us. Golf. I said sports.
Who skis?
Okay.
I used to.
All because, we're at our location. We're at the base of the Rocky Mountains, right? Not only do we like being outdoors, but we also like video games and creating content indoors as well. A little indoor-outdoor action. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes during my stream or when I'm outdoors, I used to wear the big O sunglasses back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still wear Oakleys.
And, after having a few pair of these bad boys break on me, and after getting a little bored with the same old style, I decided I need something new. So get him out of here!
You just threw Oakleys.
Did you see that, Court? Court used to work for Oakley.
Love Oakley.
Guys, that's why I'm proud to say that tonight The Nerd Chat is sponsored by my wife's brand new little company that she started called Aspen Sunglasses, boys. Aspen Sunglasses is inspired by a Colorado lifestyle and the confidence of going your own way. They take inspiration from classic and modern styles, adding a little mountain flair and utilizing premium materials and craftsmanship. Each pair of sunglasses is designed from high-end materials for clarity and independence. I am so proud of my wife, Mrs. Allison Walenzik, who is the founder, creator, designer, and CEO of her little company based right here in beautiful Denver, Colorado, guys. So please check out some of the glasses. Give us some feedback. I am so proud to announce this to you guys. Bubble Boy, check this out. Can you guys see the little mountain peak design there at the corner there?
That's sick, dude.
Isn't that sick? And then she's got the Aspen on the side. This is the Aspen Classic. This is just your classic style right here, okay?
Dude, they look great.
Tom Cruise over
There's
there?
black. We've got the blue Aspen Classic. Look at, damn, maybe I need to switch to the blue. And, I'm not, here's the brown bronzish gold. This is more of a feminine look, but,
The
I look,
Taurus. I like the
I
Taurus.
look pretty good in them, you guys. So here's a look at it. But my personal favorite,
Discount
you guys.
code to chat.
My personal favorite right here. This is the Alpine Limited. These are the ones right here. See, it's a little bit different on the bridge on the nose right there, and I like the clear here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's got the silver mountain peak. I don't know if it's reflecting.
Yeah, it matches the white in your
Yeah.
hair. It's good.
Appreciate that, Jose. These ones also come in this nice little pink kind of clear coat right here. You can't really tell from the camera, but and also the blue.
Where's the link? Let's start copying.
And
oh, love the blue.
I know the blue actually is growing on me. Maybe I should have gone with the blue instead. But
Sounds like you know a guy that works there though. So maybe
yeah. Oh, see, but here, look at those peaks, you guys. I love the peaks. I think that was a great design
Twin
choice.
peaks?
The
Gotta
twin
catch
peaks.
a glimpse of those warlocks.
Gotta catch a glimpse of the warlocks, you guys. Again, please go check out. I'm so proud of Allie. Aspen-sunglasses.com. That's Aspen-sunglasses.com. Thank you so much again to our sponsor for tonight, Aspen-sunglasses.com. I love you, Allie. So proud of you. Check them out. Give us some feedback. I'm so proud of her, you guys. And for real, I'm not lying, you guys. These really do feel quality compared to my Oakleys. I'm not like exaggerating on that.
Wait, how come I didn't get invited to be a model?
Well, you still can, Bubble Boy. We'd love that actually, if you would like to. I needed to. I told her I needed to get a haircut first and shave,
Sure,
and then I
sure.
said, So that Jose is absolutely right.
He's gonna need the indoor version though. No offense.
Well, yeah, and it's a whole thing.
Captain Logan has a great point. He says, does she have experience wearing sunglasses? Yes, she does have experience wearing them. And she also, Logan, has experience in marketing. But get this, I was like, are you sure you want to do this? And she's like, I do. She also started with her previous ex-fiance, we don't need to mention that, a shoe company.
Is he tennis pro?
Nope, his shoe guy, but I guess he was like all conference at Purdue, like a track and field star. That she likes to remind me about that all the time. But they did start a shoe company, and then when she left him, she left it, and he got everything. So she does have a connection to it, huh?
You could.
Dude, trust me, I know, Bubble Boy. But again, thank you to our sponsor. I had to shout out my wife. I'm so stinking proud of her. Jose,
awesome,
can you make that into a good short for me? I'd really appreciate that.
Yep.
And they complete any outfit, no matter the season. It's true.
I mean, I love them. And yes, there will be more for kids, and we got to get the kids to do them too. But I'm just proud of her for taking her shot, as they say. So, first official sponsor of the Nerd Chat, Jose. Nope. First official sponsor.
Oh no, I got it. Oh, I thought he meant.
I'm a man.
Gotta go.
The
Here
Aspen,
you go, guys.
Which one are you wearing right now? The Aspen or the Alpine?
Alpine. The classic is the other one. I'm wearing the Alpine Limited.
I like the Alpine blue.
the blue is in both. So there's 4 in one, 3 in the other. Anyway, so let's get to what everyone's really here for. Jose, let's jump into news for the week, Jose.
News team, assemble!
Been waiting all week for
On to
this.
your butt.
Oh, I still can't believe I'm saying this. News story number 1. Phil Spencer is retiring from Xbox. It's already happened. He's gone. Sarah Bond is out. Matt Booty promoted. And the new Xbox boss is Asha Sharma.
Yeah.
Asha or Asha? I thought it was Asha.
Whatever. Who cares?
I care.
I care.
Now, guys, this broke the day after our show last week. And the dumpster fire that was Blue Point Studios. Xbox is like, don't worry about PlayStation, guys. We got you covered. Everyone's going to forget about that disaster. And so we've had some time to hear about all of this, to reflect. I've sent you so many links in the
You really
notes.
have.
I hope some of you did your research this week, because I've got a lot of thoughts and we need to rein it all in here, okay? But I want to start out first thanking Phil Spencer. Okay? Phil Spencer saved Xbox back in 2013. And we should never forget that. If it wasn't for him, Xbox really dead. So I want to start off thanking Phil and just giving a moment of reflection. If you have any memories of Phil, if you want to say thank you to Phil in any way, any of the positives, there could also be some negatives in there as well. But Jose, as a CEO of a company right now, as a principal at a high school, a newly appointed principal, the man in charge, let's hear your thoughts on the legacy of Phil Spencer and what you're going to remember him by.
Well, I should clarify, being a principal gives me zero authority to comment about a video game CEO, but separately,
Slightly different paychecks, right? Maybe.
Yeah, pretty significantly, couple digits. But nonetheless, as a lifelong gamer, as literally an Xbox fan since day one, like the OG Xbox, right, with the Duke and stuff. The truth is, and whether you disagree with me or agree with me, I always liked Phil. And I know lots of our friends' shows, I listened to Kevin before this, Save the Game Media. I was listening to Luke and Logan last weekend, obviously Ains and Bitcast, Joe and the Trophy Room with Kyle and Light. I totally understand that he was a CEO, right? It is his job to appeal to the gamers. But I also think it's fair, at least for me, to say that I did like him because he did seem like actually a gamer, right? And I know I'm not saying that I don't like Asha. Please don't misunderstand. But
Is it Asha or Asha?
I think it's Asha. But I really just, it's not that he looked like a trustworthy guy. I don't think that's the right sentiment. I think that's the wrong word. But I think just like he seemed like he loved games, and that is what I love in a CEO. Like that made me very excited to hear what he would say and stuff. Now, I do think that over the years, there were some things he said that happened and then kind of got rebutted or taken away. And so that was very frustrating over time.
Jose, how are you concentrating with whatever's going on?
Dan's sitting down. But I liked Phil. And I know he wouldn't last forever. Nobody does, right? I mean, I think that's the other part I've just come to realize this last week listening to all the shows and stuff is that the reality is most tech companies don't keep leadership that long, right? Like they just don't. And so I'm grateful for the time he gave us, to the title of our show today. I think Dan is absolutely right that coming out of the Xbox One era, Xbox was not doing well, right? And I know some people will say they're still not doing well today. I disagree with that, but you can have your opinion. But I do think Phil and Sarah and his team, Greeny, and despite whether you like Matt Booty or not, I think they worked well as a team, right? I think that's an important part of the culture of a company. And I'll be sad to see Phil go for sure. Again, not that I'm mad or upset or worried about Asha necessarily, but I just liked him. And so I'm grateful for him. I will end my little rant here by just saying, Phil, I'm very appreciative of what you've done. You don't know who I am. I've never met you. You probably will never meet me. But as a gamer, someone who loves games and who also has a career and realizes the to the point about being a principal, just the day-to-day minutia and crap that everybody deals with in their job. I appreciate what you did, man. So thank you, and I'll end there.
Thank you, Phil. Bubble Boy, your reflections upon Phil Spencer's leadership at Xbox and anything you'd like to say as he exits the company.
Yeah, I think I echo a lot of what Jose said. I think the only other thing I would add about like what he seemed like the kind of guy that you could hang out with and talk to, right? Like I assume I'm drawing a blank on like when you meet your childhood hero and you're like, ooh, not they're kind of, why am I drawing? There's a word for that, right?
Never meet your hero or something. Isn't it like
Yeah, never meet your
Don't meet your heroes.
That sounds familiar, right? Like I feel like that, and not that he was my hero, but like I feel like
Yeah.
that wouldn't necessarily be the case like with him. Like I feel like he'd be just a normal dude that happens to have a really high-end job, but that he could hang out on the show with us. I do think the thing I want to reiterate that Jose said though was absolutely the saving Xbox after the Xbox One. I mean, that was so horrific. And
my God. Damn you, Don Matrick!
Phil, different kinds of big shoes to fill, pun intended. So it's inevitable, like Jose said too, but I am really hopeful when I look at some of the quotes that Miss Sharma is saying here. So we'll see.
Asha.
I didn't know. I feel like I'm pretty. Is it Sharma's safe to? Right?
Timper21 says, really liked Phil. He was the perfect CEO, and as a gamer, understood how to save Xbox. As a gamer, it also made him a bad CEO to get Xbox over the hump. He wanted to uplift gaming while his competitor was actively trying to kill Xbox. Well said, Timper. Well said. Bacon, how are you holding up, buddy? I know you and Phil go way back. You and Sarah Bond. You and Lulu Macherney, whatever the hell her name was. How are you holding up, Bacon? What was your reaction to this? Because you've been relatively quiet this whole time. So talk to me. What are your thoughts on Phil Spencer?
Oh, I mean, Phil Spencer was a true G. He inherited the worst situation anyone ever could have inherited. Funny thing is, everything that Xbox got cooked for in that Xbox One presentation is actively in video games right now and used every day. Again, Microsoft is always early. The thing I always appreciated about Phil was his availability. You guys don't surf Twitter like I do. Back when Phil was always when Phil was posting a lot and then making himself available in the EXO events and the fan fests and allowing your Luke Lores and your everyone else to go up and hang out with him. I mean, if he wanted to, he could have told Greeny, he could have told all those guys to not, go hang out and have breakfast with these guys. But, it almost seems like the Xbox brass, if you'll call it, were just people that wanted to hang out with people who enjoyed gaming. I don't think I've ever seen a Sony executive at an event. I mean, it's just, it's too complete. And like I said, again, better for worse. I don't know if that's better or I personally prefer it. I don't
think it's better.
I love that they were out there, that they would talk, that, our new leader, Asha, is talking. So, I don't know. It's a sad day. We've seen that man age.
Yeah.
When's the first time we ever saw him on stage? He was just,
he was there.
A young, wet behind the ears, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed young man. And, 38 years. Is that what it was? 38 years?
Yep, 38 years at Microsoft.
Right. Nobody works anywhere for 38 years. I'm sorry.
That's wild.
So,
well, maybe Old Boy and Jose.
He inherited a very tough ship and he righted the best he could. And we all know Xbox wouldn't be here if it wasn't, for Phil trying to right that ship. So good luck, sir. Go sit on the beach. Please don't go to work for 10 cent. And Thank you, sir.
Yes.
It seems it's Asha. Done a little research. I believe
Okay.
it's Asha.
So we were right. Dan was wrong. And
Phil Spencer.
Sarah Bond, you'll be missed.
AKA P3 on Xbox. Thank you so much for everything you gave to Xbox and Microsoft. Like these guys, like Bacon just said, 38 years is no joke. And to see you rise from entry level all the way up to the head of Xbox to one of the biggest acquisitions of all time, saving a brand and being incredibly likable and relatable. And as far as I've heard from everybody who's met him, how kind he was, reaching out to Hoag's family when Hoag was in the hospital, reaching out to various gamers when bad things are going on. That's the kind of leader I see, or I saw in you. That's the kind of leader I see in Jose as well. A little bit of love to
There's
Jose
some
as well.
similarities there.
But I want to say thank you so much, Phil. You saved Xbox. I will never forget that. And you can rest now.
Your watch is over.
He didn't die, guys. Like, he's still alive.
Moving on. Hold on. Let's read as part of his last statement here, and this is going to be a perfect transition into the second part of the story that I want to break into. This is from Phil Spencer's statement about retiring. As part of this transition, Sarah Bond has decided to leave Microsoft and begin a new chapter. Sarah has been instrumental during a defining period for Xbox, shaping our platform strategy, expanding Game Pass and cloud gaming, supporting new hardware launches, and guiding some of the most significant moments in our history. I am grateful for her partnership and the impact she's had. I wish her the very best at what comes next. Most of all, to everyone at Microsoft Gaming, I want to say thank you. I've learned so much from the team and community, grown alongside you, and been continually inspired by the creativity, courage, and care you bring to players, creators, and to one another every day. I'm incredibly proud of what we've built together over the last 25 years, and I have complete confidence in all of you and the opportunities ahead. I'll be cheering for you on this next chapter as Xbox proudest fan and player. Phil, Xbox Live, P3. Phil was the only one to bring up Sarah Bond through all of this. Bacon, you were a big fan of Sarah Bond.
I am.
What do you think about the situation surrounding Sarah Bond? Because I've got some hot takes concerning Sarah. So I'd love to hear what you think about how it's been handled and what happened with Sarah Bond. Go ahead, Bacon.
Well, I mean, of course, this is all crap I've heard on Twitter. And what I understand from Twitter, mind you, there's no sources here, that she was a little difficult to work for. Apparently, a fair number of high-level people left under her tenure, citing that it was difficult. Again, straight from Twitter. Do not at me in the comments. We've all worked for someone who's difficult to work for. I know. Jose's the prime candidate. So it's weird because she was being completely groomed to run this thing, and I assume, and I've been on the other side of a promotion that I didn't get, and I was pissed, and I almost left. But here I am, finally got promoted, so it's nice. But it's there's some weirdness. I can't wait for the book to come out on this one, because I'm sure there'll be a nice New York Times bestseller. I am gonna miss her. She brightened up those stages at the E3s, made them worth watching.
And that's what I want to take a point on, though, is, and I've kind of argued this the whole time. I know everyone liked Sarah, seemed nice, tried to be buddy-buddy, was clearly being groomed to be the next head of Xbox. But I've countered to you guys numerous times. Can someone point to me some evidence of something that Sarah Bond actually accomplished for Xbox? Something that she actually was a positive force in Xbox for? I have nothing against her personally. I think she's been great, and she has a good face of Xbox, and she was always well-spoken for the most part. And I enjoyed seeing her, presenting things. But I can't think of one thing that she is responsible for that would lead her to be the head of Xbox. Bubble Boy, am I crazy? Like, we saw her kind of just come out of nowhere And then I always was like, why would Sarah be the one next up to be head of Xbox? Am I taking crazy pills, Jose?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Chance, what do you think about Sarah Bond's exit? And can you tell me what she's done for Xbox?
No, and that is no fault of her own. That's a fault of mine, and I don't really look into that kind of stuff. What I will say in terms of like, oh, did it all happen too fast and all this, and like, how come wasn't she going to be the next in line and all that? I think as I've been kind of talking offline with Jose a whole lot, I don't think it's a secret. Well, it's definitely not a secret, but I don't know if I've shared on here, but our principal's leaving at Gateway. And there's just so much speculation over why and who's next and all this stuff. And you can make an argument for all the 3 candidates we have that are going to be the next principal. And like, I think at the end of the day, what I've been saying to my team is like, none of us know. We have no idea. We really have no idea. And all the speculation like can be cool or not cool, but like can be important and gives us something to talk about. But at the same time, like I don't want to say I think it was this and then have that become like, not that people are watching this, little Chance said, but like that's probably not the truth, right? There's maybe 3 people on the planet that know exactly whether or not Sarah Bond was going to be next and know exactly why Asha is the right person for this job,
Asha.
right? Pretty sure it's Asha.
I'm pretty sure it's Asha. But anyway.
Don't know why we're talking about this.
Because it's her name.
Satya or Satya?
Satya. It's important to get right.
Exactly. We need to figure this out. Anyway, continue on Bubble.
So it like all the speculation, I get it. I'm probably jaded to all of that right now because it feels, like you said, very similar to what I'm going through in my own job. And I'm just tired of it, to be honest, that I'm like, hey, let's give her a chance. Change is always hard, but change can be good too. Like it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I am looking at some of the things that she has said, and
here I'm going to get to that, Bubble Boy. Let me get to that right now. So, Pugos, by the way, I appreciate the feedback. Right to my wife. If you guys any feedback to my wife, write to my wife about the sunglasses. This was Sarah Bond's statement, which was not included with that huge Microsoft announcement. By the way, kind of odd. You'd think it would be there, especially since she does mention in here that she's going to be here for the transition as a special advisor. Some words from her before I throw it over to Jose. Sarah Bond said, when we announced our intention to acquire Activision Blizzard in 2022, I committed to helping lead Xbox through what would be a critical period of change. Over the past 4 years, we've navigated that moment together and positioned the business for what comes next. We took on some of the biggest challenges in this organization has ever faced and did it as one team. So that's what kind of Diego was saying. She was a part of that acquisition time. And again, like Phil Spencer had mentioned her, Sarah mentions Phil in her closing statements. By the way, I got this from Pure Xbox, by the way, this statement from Sarah. I want to thank Phil for his mentorship and friendship over the years. He's been a consistent champion of this business and the people who make it what it is, and I've learned a great deal from the way he leads through both opportunity and challenge. I'm grateful for his trust and support throughout my time on the team. I also want to thank Satya for his sponsorship and support through my time at Microsoft. As I prepare to sign off, I have been reflecting on 3 simple questions I've tried to use to guide my days. Did I bring my best? Did I help someone else succeed? Did I do my best work? I hope the answer has been yes for many of you. It's been a privilege to work alongside this team. Jose, what do you think about the sudden exit of Sarah Bond and just general thoughts about her in general? Because again, we saw her a lot, but I'm still like, I need to see more.
So while you guys were talking, I just did a quick Google search, full disclosure. I said, what did Sarah Bond accomplish for Xbox? That was my query. And according to AI, just for those listening in case you're curious as well, it said, as president, she oversaw Xbox software and hardware engineering, product strategy, and marketing. She joined Microsoft in 2017, but was appointed president in 2023. And of course is exiting in 2026. So we're talking like 9 years, right? Like it's a chunk of time again in tech world. She played a key role in securing ABK when that was going through. She drove the shift toward a broader ecosystem, including Game Pass and cloud gaming across devices. And she was a prominent advocate for open platform supporting creator empowerment and accessible gaming initiatives. That would be like PC gaming. And then she helped drive record profitability over that time. So those are some of the key things she's done from like a business side. Here's what I would say is, I don't really know what any of these people do, not just Sarah, right? And I'm saying that about Phil too, and I like Phil, right? But like, to me, the reason why we felt like we knew Phil more because he was the face of Xbox. And to Bacon's point, that is part of why I liked him, because to me, that feels like representative leadership, like the sense that like when something's going wrong, I have someone I can talk to about it. And I know that there people don't like that. Some people are like, they need to be like Sony, don't do any press conferences. Nintendo never does this. Don't do like they should do that too. I disagree. I think having that face is important for the culture they're trying to build. But in terms of Sarah, it is very weird because we all knew she was going to be the next person. I mean, I think, and I was reading through all the stuff Dan sent this week. Really, he sent a lot of really great information. It does seem like Microsoft, because of Satya specifically, really is shifting towards AI. And I'm not saying that as a doomsday thing. I'm not saying that means the end of Xbox or anything inherently. It just seems like that's really where they're going. And when you look at, shout out to Luke and Logan, they had this really great point on their show last week. When you look at Asha's background with like Instacart, really what her skill was getting people to engage with the service. So like, I think Travis was talking about this too on Bitcast, that when she took over at Instacart was it's a San Francisco based company. This is what Travis said. It was not really well utilized, and she really is the driver and turned it into what it is today. And so
they also had the best commercial at the Super Bowl.
There you go. And so I think that's potentially why she got moved over here, is because like, look, we want people to re-engage with this platform that is Xbox, and I'm with all the people that are like, look, I want to give her a chance. I don't want to be a defeatist and assume all the worst about everything she's saying. I mean, she's saying the right things, but good, like better than saying the wrong things. That would be not great. You know what I'm saying? I think as Dan said many times though, she's going to have to prove it. And I think it's a tough audience, right? Like a full disclosure, like even though we can be tolerant about some things, we're pretty fickle because this is a hobby that we've had for decades. You know what I'm saying? And we have a love for this company and this brand that extends a long time. So all in all, I'm definitely bummed about Sarah. I'm sure she's going to do fine.
What's Nissa talking about over here?
We're not talking about politics. Let's go.
Different thing.
Okay, sorry.
So, I'm bummed about Sarah. I'm sure she'll land on her feet. At the end of her statement, she does say she's going to stay on as an advisor to help Asha kind of transition. I'm sure whoever it was, whether it was Satya or someone else, said, hey, we're not going to name you this, I'm sure Sarah was like, okay, then like that's my time here and that's kind of how this world works. But I'm sure she also didn't make zero money from that. You know what I'm saying? And it's having this on your resume is definitely going to get her somewhere. So I'm happy for her. I'll be bummed to not see her. I mean, the other part that's just hard about this, and I think it's what Chance was hitting at, is whether you like it or not, Satya Nadella is one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in the world. Like he's easily top 20, right? So like, it doesn't matter if you dislike his decision. You're going to be nice to that dude. I would be, right? And so because that just matters in our world, not just the tech world, not just the Microsoft world, but in the world. And so I think it's definitely interesting to see what will happen with the team and who Asha will keep around her or who she'll bring in. I think that'll also answer some questions for us. But overall, I appreciated Sarah. I liked seeing her around. I like that she engaged with fans again, because again, we're a unique bunch, the gaming crowd, and she was never afraid to put her face out there. So I appreciate that.
Let's transition now to what did we settle on? Asha, Jose?
Yes.
It's Asha. I looked it up in
Asha
7
Sharma.
I've had it like
before we get into it. Bacon is a big fan of Lulu Chang Maservi. Who's Lulu Chang Maservi? Let me tell you really quick. She tweeted about this after the news break came out. Team Xbox, some of you are asking how much it matters that Asha doesn't have gaming experience. Some thoughts since I've been there. I had never worked in gaming when I joined Activision Blizzard's board and later became CCO and EVP Core Comms. And although I'd played games, I wasn't very good. The learning curve was huge. I had to quickly understand the products and players. Gaming culture is unique, and it's not just one culture. COD versus WoW have very different communities. Launching Div was totally different from Overwatch. Getting up to speed took a ton of listening and learning, often the hard way because you're figuring things out you still have to do and you still have to do your job. It involved visiting studios, DMing with streamers, talking to devs, and lots of reps getting absolutely murked in Modern Warfare 2. This made a huge difference. I made plenty of mistakes, but my point is that skills from other jobs do transfer. Asha is smart, effective, and a fast learner. She has no ego, just wants to get the job done. Playing lots of games in a short period is her way of preparing as best as she can, and she shouldn't be put down for that. She's determined to make Xbox the best it's ever been, from the foundation built by Phil and Sarah and their team. If I could have stayed after our acquisition, I'd be super excited right now to work for Asha. I will forever be grateful to all of you who welcomed me to the community and gave me advice and encouragement. I hope you'll give Asha that opportunity to load in, learn, and show what she can do. Don't judge the resume, judge the KD.
Ooh.
So let's get into it.
That's a good quote.
Asha Sharma is the new head of Xbox. Sorry, CEO of Xbox. And here was her first tweet. And I'd like to hear what you guys think about this. Today, I begin my role as CEO of Xbox. Here are my 3 commitments. 1, great games. 2, the return of Xbox. 3, future of play. Bubble Boy, I want to go to you first. What do you think of those 3 commitments right off the bat? Is she saying all the right things? Does this sound too good to be true?
She has to say something, right? Like you can't just go out and be like, I don't have a plan. I don't know. When I was saying I liked what she said, I wasn't referring to this. I was referring to the quotes up above. Can I talk about that or do you want to wait?
However you'd like, Bubble Boy.
So I like when she said, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. The second part is really easy to say. The first part of that, I think, is what really nails it for me. Short-term efficiency, to me, is games as service and trying to cash in on becoming the next Fortnite. And I hope what it means is that we're going to get what her first commitment is there, great games. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to bring people back.
So you're telling me under Phil Spencer's leadership, we haven't gotten great games from them recently? Xbox has not produced good games, Chance? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely didn't say that, no. What my hope is...
Are you saying that we have not had a return to Xbox? Just to me, Bubble Boy,
didn't say that. No.
Is she slapping Phil Spencer in the face a little bit here with
Not
these
even
comments?
slightly. Nope,
Okay.
not even slightly. She has to say something. You want to talk about slapping somebody in the face? How about Sean Payton over raking what's his face over the coals?
I don't know
all
what you're
the
talking
time?
about. Let's just keep going.
What was
Russ?
that? Terrible. No,
Oh.
he was nice to Russ compared to what he said to the old coach. What was that guy's name? Can't remember. Hackett.
Well, Hackett was trash. But anyway, continue.
Yes. But so I'm just saying, like, she has to say something. Somebody, you can nitpick all this you want and say, well, is she talking shit about this person or that person? No, she had to say something. And my hope is that she can understand the balance between what it means to make money and offer a good product. I think in some, and Jose'd probably better answer this, in some business models, your product doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest to make a ton of money. In this one, it does, right? Like Walmart's motto is we're going to sell 1 billion of everything, and it's not always going to be the greatest, but we're going to sell 1 billion of them, so it doesn't matter. Whereas if you're Ferrari, you have to make the best one because you're only going to sell a couple or 100,000 or something, right? Like, so I hope she can find a balance of between Walmart and Ferrari. And for my money, what I would prefer is she leans a little more into the Ferrari side of things. Like, let's make some really good games. Let's take some time. I'm not saying they all need to be AAA games that take 8 years, but I would rather see some stuff that I'd be okay with, like a raise of prices if we got really, really, really good games.
Jose, we see Asha saying, "Oh, should I bring back the blades?" You know, what are your top 3 favorite games? And she surprisingly was responding to Smash JT. I don't know if you know about this guy, but this guy's a real winner.
Yeah,
Asha said, "Great list. I did my top 3 in another reply. Halo, Valheim, 007. It's been a long time since I played Chrono Trigger. Have you done every ending? Thanks for all the detail. I appreciate it a ton." And, you know, I'm reading some of these replies, Jose, and I'm thinking like everybody else, is she a bot? Is Asha running some sort of bot account? And I know I'm not the only one thinking that. Because Ryan McCaffrey, Xbox, you know, OG #1, sent out a tweet saying, "Do I believe that AI is writing Asha Sharman's posts? No. Do I believe that an experienced gamer on the Xbox team may be helping her sound like a real gamer with her in the social replies? Yes. Do I think it's a bad idea for her to try and fake this? Yes." Hold on, Bubble Boy. To which Asha responded, "I agree. Faking would be a terrible idea and wouldn't work. I also didn't expect my gamer tag to blow up, and the reality is more boring. I created it recently to learn and understand this world. I've played with my family, and it's a shared home account across devices, which you can see in the range of games and achievements. Fixed that this weekend, and everyone is only playing with their own gamer tags now. But I get where this is coming from. I don't pretend to be the best gamer, and even though I'm playing, that's still not my goal. My focus is to make Xbox the best place to play, return to our roots, ship great things, and become stronger for the future. And yes, I am writing my own posts." We'll see about that, Asha. Jose, is Asha just saying all the right things? And as I'd like to say, shout out to Kevin and Sam from Save the Game Media and their podcast just recently. I want to remind everybody, don't believe her lies.
Stop. Because real quick, and this is where Jose, how many tweets do you send during the day, during your work day?
0. I send
zero.
I
And
send
time
one
out.
tweet a week
But
on
hold on,
Thursday
hold
nights
on.
for this show.
Hold on. And why is that? Why don't you send tweets during your job?
Because social media is exhausting.
What else?
Because he's working.
Because he's working. He's working. So
He's not working all the time.
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is.
Literally.
Not only am I not bothered by these
Base
claims
Diego.
that it's AI. I hope it's AI because she has a job to do.
Oh, here we go, you
tweeting.
guys. He's
Her job
already
is-
an AI shill.
Her job is not to tweet. Her job is to make Xbox great.
I don't disagree with you on it's not her job to tweet. I completely agree with you. But she's doing exactly what Phil Spencer and this other team did. Right off the bat, she's trying to form this parasocial relationship with the fans. That's not what Xbox needs this time around. I don't like it, whether it's AI or not. You are right. It's not her job to be responding in the tweets. Lead with your actions. I don't need to see these fake comments, real or not, or AI or not. I'm not falling for you, Asha. I've got my eyes on you.
All 4 of them.
Jose, tell me what you think about her first statements here, because I know, I'm Jose. I'm going to be Mr. Positive. I am sick of it.
I mean,
Do you believe this AI bot or not, Jose?
Well, I already said earlier, like, I can believe you, but also be like trepidatious. And I agree with you that she has to prove it. But I just want to be very clear. It has been 6 days. 6 days.
And I would
since she
argue
took
she's
over.
made every mistake starting in her first 6 days.
I would disagree with you. I think that's ridiculous. Making every mistake in the book in 6 days, that's insane. I could tell you someone else who's doing that, but that's a very different place, right? I'm just saying, man, look, for me, and again, gamer, but like not hardcore. I'm not an achievement hunter. I've never gotten a single platinum in my life, even though I've had multiple PlayStations.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Really not.
You've never gotten 100% Chivos on
I have
anything?
no
Fake
1,000
gamer.
out of thousands and no platinums.
All right, somebody
Right.
boot this guy off this panel. I
gamer.
didn't know he wasn't a real gamer.
You gotta actually work at that. Like, you gotta make
I just
a
don't
point
care. I
of
play
that.
games to have fun, right?
No, I'm not talking shit.
based
I'm
Matt
No,
Valdez.
I'm not mad.
How did you not get the cheat one and grounded?
Dude,
like,
there had to have been
Animal?
like a Telltale game, Jose. They give you every achievement.
Look, please check the receipts. You could tell me.
All right, we got to work on this.
I like that she's not afraid of people, because here's the thing, dude. And look, I no one has said
boss
this on
not
shows,
afraid.
but I'm gonna say this. I still think, unfortunately, in today's world, being a female in the gaming space is harder than it is being a male. Just like flat out. And I'm not saying an Xbox versus
Or in
PlayStation.
every space.
Speak.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Probably every space. Let's
And
be
so
honest.
I think there is a healthy number of people out there. JT Smash is probably one of those people who is already going to be down on her just because of that. Something fully
That's
outside
true.
of her
Dude,
control.
if you have not seen you guys, JT, have Colin come on the show, go watch that because it was
It was.
freaking
I watched that
hilarious,
dance
dude.
and
It was
is
incredible.
Wild, dude. Wild. But my point here is this. I like that she's willing to say, like, I'll talk to you. I'm not afraid of you. And be honest. And look, you're probably right. Like McCaffrey, what he actually said was that she probably has someone else writing these for her or with her, right? Like she has an assistant. Yeah, a lot of CEOs do, right? But also I think there is some percentage of her voice actually in this. And I like that she said, like, yeah, I play the games, but I'm not an expert gamer. And I'm not the best gamer, but that's not what I'm doing here, right? I think that's an important thing that she's differentiating for people is my job is to make this company great, not to be the best gamer. And yeah,
Make Xbox great again.
that could be a knock at Phil for sure, but I don't think it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I think it's a different vision, and her expertise is in AI. That's why, to my point earlier, that is the direction Microsoft is going, whether you like it or not, and most companies to be that point, right? For that point. So all in all, I think it's fine. I think it's great. I like that she's engaging. It sounds like Nis is saying they kind of told her to stop doing that because she probably does need to start doing some work and getting her putting her money where her mouth is. But again, dude, 6 days. I'm telling you, almost none of us could do a brand new job perfectly in 6 days.
I'm not. Again, I don't disagree. Poogle said it well. Transparency is important, especially with the suddenness of it all and what her background is. This is a big change, and they have to snip any misleading narratives. And Logan added on, yeah, let's just put it as a blanket statement that women have it harder regardless of the space. Yeah, I would agree. And Emotionless Taco said it could be a new perspective that adds to the company. Sometimes that's just the ticket to success. And Matt Valdez said Dan equals the Asha Wacha. You got that right. I've got my eyes on her. Bacon.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, respectfully, we all do. Bacon.
Yes, Dan.
I'm very interested to hear your thoughts as Asha Sharma takes over.
Not Twitter's thoughts, your thoughts.
Your genuine reaction to her taking over as the new appointed CEO of Xbox.
Well, at first, I would like to give a shout out to my girl Lulu. Greatly missed. She's the AOC of video games. If you guys, she's going after the strong and mighty man and tell him to shut up. I miss Lulu. Okay, now that I'm off that one. What would be worse, Dan? Our big fears of them canceling Xbox because we just put an AI chief in place and she has said nothing at this point. Would you be more concerned that AI was about to shut Xbox completely down, or do you care that much that she's out there talking to the fans? That's my big question. Because if she took this role and just sat there and it was crickets from that office for 6 days, I'd be like, oh, Xbox would be shut down. This is ridiculous. But she's out here talking. She's trying. She's putting her best AI foot forward. If you see what I did there. I am completely 100% optimistic about this. Sometimes it is all you need is change in a change of leadership. Message gets stale. The meetings get stale.
Wait. You heard it here first, you guys. Bacon, he's buying into it. He has fallen for everything. He is drinking the Kool-Aid, you guys. Bacon.
Why wouldn't
cooked.
I didn't know her name before this. I've never heard of her before. Now she's all of a sudden running Xbox. And I'm with Eric on this one. I'm not just going to sit here and say, boo, she worked for AI. Let's get our pitchforks out and end this thing. Like that's the response that we've had on Twitter for 6 days now is Microsoft's in bed with AI. It's over. They're cooked. I'm going to give someone a chance to prove themselves before I want to oust them and kick them down the street. I'm super excited about this change.
Wow. Excited, Bacon.
Why would I be down in the dumps? Why should I be angry about it?
I don't agree. I don't disagree. I don't disagree that it was time for change at Xbox. They clearly needed it. I do agree with you.
That for years.
Phil Spencer was going to retire, but it is sudden. You couldn't let him make it to the 25th anniversary. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Like, what difference does it make?
It last August.
I have a feeling that he'll appear on the next E3 or summer showcase, and he'll be there for that in some aspect, and then he'll probably be there for the 25th celebration. But you're right. I guess if it was time for him to go, it's time for him to go. But
so you're just angry about Sarah at this point, right?
No, I'm not angry. I'm not angry about anything. I think this change is good. Something needed to change. Right. What I'm concerned about, Bacon, what I'm worried about, and this is what Kevin was saying on Save the Game Media, shout out to him as well. I'm worried about people like you, no offense, you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Who are buying into everything that she's saying and believing it. Do not fall for her lies, Bacon. She is saying all the guys, until I see the Xbox 720 launching and them saying we're canceling all these PS ports, it's all exclusive. After 10 yards, Call of Duty is going to be exclusive. Until I see those actions from her, I don't believe you, Asha. I don't believe anything you're saying. You're not bringing back the blades. You're not going to make great games exclusives again. I hear you. I hear you when it comes to exclusives. Don't fall for her lies is my point.
So she wronged him in a past life.
Let me jump in because let's take your hometown Denver Broncos, your beloved Denver Broncos.
Broncos.
Wait, what?
Go Broncos! Broncos country!
I'm about to praise them, so don't oh God me. What is one thing that Gary Penner, Walter, not Gary, Jesus. Walter Penner, right? Is that his name?
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
The Walmart company.
What's one thing he always says about his running of the team?
I don't know.
He says, "I don't make football decisions."
Yeah.
I don't.
He gives the power to the people, to the staff to make those.
And so maybe
hiring the right people.
Just maybe this is her job, and she was hired for this job because she is acknowledging that she's like, I am not here to market games. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to sell you games. I agree.
Chance, I agree. We've seen this. No, we've seen this with Take-Two. Straw Zelnick, or what the hell his name is? What's his name?
Totally different.
Doesn't know anything about games. Doesn't play games. Hates games. We've seen the quotes. My job is to get the best talent here and get them out of the way. Great. If that's Asha's mentality too, that is great. I'm just saying the things she's saying right now are red flags.
Why?
To only you.
It's red flags, you guys. I'm not buying it. I don't want to hear action. I don't want to see or hear things. I need to have physical actions. She really means that.
You act like she's already lied to you, Dan. Like she already has reached out and lied to Dan.
Bacon, you are right. We have not seen that. You are right. But
not give anyone the benefit of the doubt. Why,
guys? How many years have we been getting burned by Xbox? Like, is it wrong of me?
Yes.
Boogles.
Go ahead. Wait. Before I throw it over to you, Bacon. Frank and Dutcher says going exclusive is a great way to kill Xbox. You can't kill what's already dead, Freight. So why don't you try something new and make them exclusive? And because everyone's arguing, oh, well, what about the money they're making on PlayStation? When I was trying to make a point to Kevin in his are they really guys, are they really
Is Asha Tony Two Balls?
No. Is Xbox really making that much money putting their games on PlayStation?
Probably not.
Besides Forza Horizon selling 5 million, which is a great number, is no joke. But 5 million compared to the 50 million on that leaderboard, I guarantee you they sold way more on PC and Xbox than they did on PlayStation. We've seen it with Gears. We've seen it with Indie. We've seen it with a bunch of games. How many of these exclusives coming over is actually making Microsoft a decent amount of money? Why did they get rid of their exclusives and put them on PlayStation? They should have kept it on PC. They should have kept it on Xbox. And if Asha's serious, again, Asha, you need to launch the Xbox 720. Bring back everything back to exclusive. Let them have it this year since it's too late. I would pull it back already and be like, sorry guys, no more Forza on PS5, no more Gears on PS5, no more Halo on PS5, no more Fable on PS5. Bring it all back. Can't do that. But then you let them go this year. And then the next console say, sorry guys, everything's back to being exclusive on PC and Xbox, including launching with Elder Scrolls as your launch title on your new system, exclusive to Xbox and PC. And then say, sorry guys, just let you know, when this 10-year deal is up, Call of Duty, no longer on PlayStation. Because, guys, we've been doing the same thing for years now. It's not like this is a new thing. We've been doing this for years. The PlayStation games have been going there for years. It hasn't been the big ones. Now we're seeing that this year. But something needs to change. And everyone's like, oh, exclusives don't matter anymore. Seems to be working for Nintendo. I would agree. They're not big sellers on PlayStation first-party games, but keeping it there
aren't big sellers on Sony's platform.
I agree, Bacon, but it's more money there than what they're doing, bringing anything over to PC or Xbox. And that's why we'll talk about later them possibly pulling back on PC first-party going over there. So I don't know, guys. If what she's describing in her tweets, what she's saying, all the right things, I don't know how you continue down this route. Because this route clearly has not worked. Jose, go ahead.
Well, so here's my question for you, and I'm not trying to be cynical. I'm asking you seriously. Let's pretend she had not done any of the tweets, or had done anything.
Would have been
other
perfect.
Hang on, let me finish my question. My question is, what would you rather have done for 6 days? Like what? Like because you said all this is the wrong thing.
I can tell you, Jose. This is what I said. I'm excited to be here at Xbox. I have a lot to learn, but you'll see in the coming year what I mean, what I'm going to do to improve this brand. That's it. That's all she should have said. That's it right there.
That is complete bullshit. Like, you know it, and Kevin know it, and anyone who says different.
Why is that bad?
Listen, you would have not been.
Jose, do you remember what Jim Ryan's first statement was when he took over at PlayStation?
No, because I don't care.
Exactly.
What year was that?
20. He was there right before the PS5 launch.
Dan, what I'm saying is that
we were doing the show.
You would have not been satisfied with that answer, nor would have Kevin, nor would have Luke, and I'm not saying Luke voted for that. I'm just saying no one would have accepted the answer. I've got a lot to learn. I'll see you in a year. Literally no one on this planet would have said that's a good answer, because that's not enough, because there were already all these things that work. It's the 25th anniversary of Xbox. You're telling me we're not getting anything different?
I look forward to celebrating the 25th anniversary with you as well. You'll hear more about it then. How about that, Jose? Okay. Our plans then.
What I was trying to get at, man, is that it is an unreasonable ask to ask anyone in charge of anything this big to do something in 6 days other than just talk to people. And I appreciate that she's put herself out there. Now, granted, maybe you don't like the things she's saying. It's fair. I agree with you on that,
Jose. Let me be clear. I agree what you're saying about she's not afraid of anyone and talking. I do respect and appreciate that, Jose. Let me be clear about that.
The other piece of it, dude, and I'll say it again. I've said it before. The stuff you're saying about exclusives, that's why we're not CEOs, because that is a passion thing. That is not a dollar and cents thing. Because as a company, your job is to make money, and they make more money putting things in other places than they do with exclusives. It's just that is just a math thing. That's not, I don't know the numbers, but I guarantee you it's more, right? And so if to go to Satya or whoever her boss is directly and say, hey, I want to make less money because we're building the culture, they will tell her no. Like, that's just, I'm sorry. Like, that's not going to change at this point. And I know what you're saying about Nintendo. I don't know what to say other than Nintendo is its own unique beast, but I think I would very unlikely we're going back to exclusives. I just don't think that.
I don't disagree.
I hope
but why would she even mention or say, I hear you? Or the great games comments?
Because you can't ignore it. Because if you ignore it, then you're basically, that's what makes people upset. Now, granted, maybe there was something better to say, but if you say nothing, people get mad. At least she said something.
And also because an important job that she has for the next however many weeks she's still settling in is not just talking, but listening.
Speaking of listening and our thoughts in general about the new appointment. Let's get into it. Let's dig in more, because the internet and the Twitter streets have been popping off, and Bacon's been there. And one person who's been speaking is Seamus Blackley, one of the original creators of the OG Xbox, a hero in many of our eyes. Go watch the Xbox 20 celebration that we watched. Seamus had this to say on the new hire with Asha. GamesBeat did this interview and said, "Tell me what you mean by how things are going." Seamus Blackley said, "From Microsoft, Satya Nadella has made an incredible number of bets and invested an incredible amount of money and credibility in the transform model AI future. Xbox, like a lot of businesses that aren't the core AI business, is being sunsetted. They don't say that, but that's what's happening. I expect the new CEO, Asha Sharma, her job is going to be as palliative care as a palliative. How do you say that word?
I've never seen that word before.
Palliative
Care doctor
Who
who slides Xbox gently into the night. So Seamus thinks Xbox is on its way out, but then he backtracked on that comment once it started to go around. This is coming from Shinobi. He says, Xbox co-founder Seamus Blackley says he doesn't believe Xbox is completely dead, but alludes the business will change. No, I love Xbox more than literally anyone. This is killing me. But I know that I know a lot about organizations and the business now. And I was being honest, not a PR asshole. PR assholes. The distress, it's Xbox in Xbox that kills me, haunts me. But progress requires introspection and realism. Learning is pain. I'm being honest when asked questions by an old friend. It's literally something I nearly died to bring into existence. Seeing it struggle and being unable to act is hard. It's a difficult wall to scale because it's games. One thing that I've learned across my career is that everyone believes they're a game developer. Everyone thinks they're a game designer. Mm-hmm. There's something about games when you play them that they seem so effortless. There's an assumption that anyone can do it. Asha's statements in there about how she'll figure it out reminds me a lot of that. I've been around a lot of that. I've heard Bill Gates say that to me. I've had Steven Spielberg say that to me. I've had a lot of really people say basically that line to me. Asha is coming into the games because her boss believes that games are going to be driven by AI. It's a very different approach. You can tell that they're really serious about games being fixed by AI because Madame Doth, how do you say it? Madame Doth, what the hell is that? Protests so much about how they're not going to make slop, and it's all human controlled. For anyone over a certain age with a certain amount of business experience, you recognize those words for what they are. So guys, I wanted to bring in Seamus's comments here because he also says something very important at the end of this interview with GamesBeat, which I found really insightful. I think it was the last comment here. Here it is. This is Seamus's advice. GamesBeat asked if there's any advice from you to help this person steer it in the right direction. What would it be? And Seamus responded.
2 things. If I was talking to her, I would say, look. So you just didn't say anything. So
if I was talking to her, I would say, if you're not really passionate about games, or if you can't develop a passion for games, then you should find a way to leave this job soon. You shouldn't do it because it's harder than you think. You're a very smart person who's accomplished a lot in your career. You're going to think I'm wrong, but you will discover that I'm right. There's a long history of extremely smart people in games who have hit this wall. And the second is, if you can get the trust of the gaming community, then you can build a real business on the scale of the Microsoft AI business that will make you very powerful. But if you make that if that happens and you gain the trust of the audience, if you gain the trust of the community, if you gain the trust of the community, if you want to look for people to emulate, you look at Shuhei Yoshida. I'd tell her to go and spend the day with Shu. Go and spend the day with Peter Moore. Go and spend the day with Phil Harrison. Go and spend the day, if you can, with some of the guys from Nintendo. Find Reggie. Spend a day with Reggie. Go and talk to those leaders about how they succeeded and failed in the business. Learn from them. Don't try to make it up on your own. Go get that data. They're all out there. I'm sure Reggie, there's a recently departed executive from Nintendo who might be very interested in talking to, right? That would be my advice. Go talk to these people. In the end, if this isn't something you're really passionate about, I think she's clearly a very passionate person about e-commerce and about AI, but that's not games. Games are a passion business. The audience and everyone in the ecosystem reward that passion. At every industry event, at every award show, at every business meeting, at every fight that you have about shelf space, every fight you have about who gets what tariff and what online store, everyone sits around for a minute and talks about what games they love and the passion they have about that. If you're not ready to hang like that, you're not ready to do well in those meetings. Microsoft is not enough of a gorilla that someone who doesn't know what they're talking about can walk in and do things. Bubble Boy, what do you think about these wise words from Seamus Blackley?
I don't think they're wise at all. I think that Phil Spencer did exactly what he's saying in this. The second is if you can get the trust of the gaming community. Phil Spencer did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he? And is Xbox alive and kicking or dead right now?
He's absolutely right.
Which is it?
They're still alive. So.
Well, sure. But if you had
What about Peter Moore?
Okay. Listen, what he's saying too, he's putting our community, my community, this community on such a high pedestal, which is cool, but also it's not that hard to make me happy. It really isn't. Like, put out some good games, put them at
Slim
a
Jims and a
decent
moon
price.
pie, chances.
Yeah, right. Like it's so much more than that. There's so much what he did, and I am not trying to discredit this guy because we wouldn't have Xbox without him, right? But he is narrowing down this job that she has into this tiny one little sliver of the pie that she has to think about, and he's just really off. Yeah, and I think he deserves he's allowed to say all this, right? Again, we wouldn't have Xbox without him, but like, come on, guy, really?
Really?
And you have to have a passion. I think you don't get to the level that she is in any industry without a passion for success, without a passion for winning, without a passion for like your work. You just, I don't know. He's off base.
Bacon or Jose, whoever wants to go next. In addition to that, I guess if we don't necessarily agree with Seamus's thoughts here, what would your advice be to Asha right now?
I think she just needs to understand gamers and what makes gamers tick. I don't think she needs to be a passionate gamer. I don't think she needs to have love for it. She needs to figure out how to balance a book and make things work. If she understands why we spend $70, $80 on a game and $1,000 on a console, she's not going to go anywhere. I agree there, but to say that she has to be like in the weeds, like with the studios and giving her input on games, it's not going to be her job. Her job is to put people in the right position to then make those decisions. So
you think you agree with Casual Dad Skills comment. Asha has proven in very different industries that she is exceptional at listening to consumers, understanding what they want, and then delivering that in a way that still benefits the company.
I don't need her to watch Fable development. I really don't.
that's what Matt Beardy is doing. Jose, any closing thoughts on or advice to Asha and thoughts on Seamus's comments?
I don't think it's bad advice to say talk to people that have been around.
She did spend time with Major Nelson. I saw that going around.
I think that's awesome advice. And I think that that's not inherently the solution either. Here's what I mean by that. When Seamus built this amazing thing that we're grateful for, and he truly is a legend amongst the Xbox community, he did that for Bill Gates, not for Satya Nadella. And not that that's his fault or her fault, right? But they're different times and different worlds. You know, a comparison that's just apt to my own life. My father was also a principal of a high school for 6 years, but that was 20 years ago, right? And now there are many things that he and I commiserate about when we have beer together or dinner together, like, you know, like, oh, I can't believe this. And, oh, yep, that hasn't changed.
Great analogy.
But there are also a lot of things that are very different. Like I was telling my dad jokingly, I've been counting my emails just because I was like curious. I'm at about 7,500 emails since August that I've had to go through, right? And that's only one very tiny part of my job. Like that's not my job to answer emails. It's a piece of my job. But right, my job is to like support kids, support teachers, build a community, that kind of stuff. And I think that's the challenge of this kind of advice. Like, yes, Asha should go talk to these people because they are legends. Because like he said, don't reinvent the wheel, listen to their wisdom. But also, she doesn't have all day to just go talk to people, right? Like that's the other part of like everyone wants to talk to Asha right now. All of her workers want to hear her vision. Everybody wants to see her not tweeting, but doing things. And there's no time built into that to just actually work, right? She had the homework from Satya to play the games, and she did that. But dude, that takes time. I mean, even if you're only playing 2 hours of a game and you don't, because you don't know the background, and you can fault that against her if you want, that's just hours upon hours upon hours that you're trying to amalgamate into like a strategy, right? So I think that the advice is great, but I don't think it's that simple, right? And again, I think it really does come down to like, it's a dangerous game to make promises that you don't fulfill, because I think that's your concern, Dan, and it's very reasonable, right? But I also think that to some degree, you have to put your line in the sand. You have to put your flag into something and saying, this is what I'm committed to. And she said that. And you're right. If 6 months from now, we've seen no indication of any of those things she said, very fair to criticize her, right? But at the same time, there's just a lot of shifting that's going to come. And whether you like it or not, like I know Seamus is clearly against, it sounds like he's very against AI based of what he's saying. Again, that's not her initiative. She's good at it, but that's coming from above, right? And so I think that's the other piece that is just going to be hard for us. It's like we complain about everything that's not like the Super Nintendo and the 360 because that's like our golden era.
Yeah.
That's not everyone's golden era, right? And I think that's just the reality that we all have to grapple with as we move forward, man. So yeah, those are my thoughts about his stuff.
Great discussion, you guys. Again, thank you to Phil Spencer. Good luck, Asha. Good luck, Sarah Bond, in your new.
Dan, right now, answer my question. Who would you rather have? Greg Penner, Jerry Jones?
Greg Penner.
Running Broncos.
That's a dumb question. You already know the answer.
It's
Greg
not a
Penner.
dumb question. Okay, so then why can't you apply that same logic to this?
I don't understand what the comparison is.
Because Jerry Jones is
Jerry
meddling in
Jones-
everything, and
Jerry
Penner's
Jones
just signing
would
checks.
be the Phil Spencer. Greg Penner would be the Asha Sharma.
There's a history of Jerry Jones. You're right. I don't know. Penner has a good head start already with the ownership, but I mean, I think it's a collective of things. So you're right, but I don't think that's the same. I don't think that's a good analogy.
I
but
think it's a great
I
analogy.
get your point.
Before we transition, this is a great question from Dino for you guys. Do we think we will see changes this year, or do we really feel like her era, like the efforts of her era, will begin next year, following the 25th anniversary?
Oh, I
Because
think
Phil's
it'll be
gone.
She gonna cancel them
2030.
ports. I think
I think ideally, if she wanted to shake things up, Diego, she would do something right off the bat,
Cancel
right away.
those
But I don't think that she I don't think that she can, and I think it's definitely 2027. I think they're already set on course for this year. They already have enough to deal with the 25th anniversary. So ideally, I would love to see changes immediately, but no, not until next year.
What
But
kinds of changes?
cancel the ports to PlayStation. Sorry,
Cancel
guys,
them all.
those aren't going to PlayStation anymore.
Yep. Cancel.
Who cares? What more damage could be done to Xbox at this point? If they did that, sorry guys, buy our console if you want to play Forza Horizon
Change
6.
our
Play it on
colors
PC.
to blue.
or play on PC or play on Game Pass Ultimate. Like they could do that. Like, but they've already got the pre-order pages on Halo, Campaign Evolved
Refund 'em.
on PlayStation. I don't know.
Do you think she takes over Phil at Summer Games Fest on stage, or you think someone else does that?
Yes,
She
but I
has
think they'll both. But I think
Booty will do that.
I think Phil will be there as a transition, and I think he will also be there on the official 25th anniversary to celebrate with them because he's just too. He's 38 years. Exactly. Chance is right. He deserves it. Great discussion, guys. We've been running long. Here's the thing. Do we want to talk what we've been playing, or do we want to go to our questions in the Discord? I say we save.
I'm
the Discord
exact same as last week. What I've been playing. So
All right, let's go. Let's go to Nerd Chat shout outs, Jose. Shout out to the questions in our Discord. And the first one we've got here is from Nissa Hauer. Bacon, how do people find the Nerd Chat Discord?
You can DM one of us.
Okay.
or ask the government.
Nissa said, hey, I know you guys joke that Xbox is dead, but do you think it is right for people to go after Jez Corden just for getting a controlled interview with the CEO of Xbox?
At least he got an interview.
Exactly. So this is the last, I believe I put this as the last link, right? Asha's first words as new Xbox leader for Windows Central. I personally didn't get to read all of this, Nissa, but as far as the controversy goes with Jez, can someone explain this to me? Is it because he didn't ask like difficult questions and it seemed a little bit Microsoft?
Jealousy. It's probably
Yeah,
jealousy.
it's like,
Wasn't Blessing involved in this too?
I don't know. I've been hearing about this. I'm going to be honest, I haven't really caught on to this. And I saw Jez has been taking heat for some reason. For me, it's like, yes, of course, Xbox is going to go to someone that is probably going to be a friendly face to them. Just like PlayStation chooses to only go to, what is it, like GQ now or whatever it is, or Wired. They go to Wired only now for like some breaking news. Like, it's their right to pick and choose who they go to. And every interview with anything game related, any developer or executive, these people are media trained and you can only ask certain questions, or you can try asking other questions, but they're going to avoid them. I know that we have never had that opportunity, but if we ever did, I would understand that. And someone explain this to me, Bacon. Do you have any thoughts on this? Because to me, it's like, whatever. Yeah, of course it's going to be a PR stint. Go ahead.
Well,
Bacon.
I'd say completely out of it because I like Jez. Unlike Dan.
You do. You are a Jez fanboy.
I mean, I haven't listened.
This is my Jez. Oh, sorry. What
You
were
do
you
know
talking
it's
about
like
again?
3 a.m. when he's podcasting. With
Then don't
Brandon.
come on if you can't commit.
Jesus, Dan. Yeah, sorry, Jez. I'm sorry you're tired. I understand you're across the pond and it's quite a time difference. It's I don't understand the outrage. It's true. They're going to send him with someone that is going to ask friendly questions, who isn't going to throw the hard balls. She's been in the position for, at that point, like what, 2 days. It's complete outrage. It's stupid. I don't agree with it. What's worse, that or Destin Legary's hard-hitting Costco interviews? I mean, what are we doing here? He asked questions, she answered. They probably told him what he was allowed to ask before they started the interview, what allowed to talk about. And they probably said, hey, no, you can't comment on Sarah Bond's departure. And he probably didn't ask that because that's just what you do.
Yeah. Sorry.
This is fake outrage for fake outrage.
So shout out to the Nerd Chat podcast in the chat. Bacon said, someone give it AI to give us a 2-sentence synopsis of what happened. Logan said, kind of funny, Daily. Blessing basically got jealous of Windows Central getting the interview and that he didn't ask any hard questions. Again, I'm pretty sure Blessing already knows that they can only ask so many things. And he's not, they're not going to, even if he did ask the hard questions, what they're going to tell him not to, she's not going to answer them.
Right.
So what's the point? And I get this from, shout out to Colin at LSM. I know everyone hates him. Colin talks about this all the time. He's like, I totally understand it. He's like, there were times where I wish I could have asked these questions, but they would tell us, I'm not going to talk to you about that. Like he said he wanted to talk to Neil about certain things when he had Neil Druckmann come on the show. He wanted to ask him about games and stuff going on at Naughty Dog, but the PR person's like, we're only talking about the show right now, so don't even bother trying to ask about these other things. So Jose, talk to me. Does this make sense to you? Like I don't see this as a big deal, and I think gamers are idiots.
I think it's just dumb. Like I'm with you on this. You know, the truth of like, and this is not unique to this industry. People like the person in control of the interview is not the interviewer, it's the interviewee, right? Like when you're asking for the interview of anyone that's prominent or powerful, they'll either do like what Colin experienced and say like, I'm not going to talk to you about that. Or if somehow it even sneaks in, they'll be like, do not publish that. And if you do, I will never come on this again. And okay, that's just how it goes. So like, you know, it's funny because everyone's complaining that she's tweeting, right? And she's saying all these things, kind of sharing information about herself, but then she goes and formally shares herself and they're pissed that she's shunned. Like this is like insanity to me. And you know, like I'm indifferent about Jez. I like Jez. I don't know Jez, right? But why didn't she come talk to the nerd chat? Or, you know, all jokes aside.
I wish, I would love to have Phil and Asha come on the show.
Nerdcast podcast.
Like how awesome would that have been? Like this small podcast, you know, they don't know anything. Like, come on,
shit out here. You know, but all jokes aside, like, why wasn't it Luke? Right? Luke actually does phenomenal interviews.
Yeah.
Like, truly, he does. Right?
But
like,
he would get the same treatment though, Jose.
yes,
Like,
and that's what's insane is like he just is different that he wouldn't push back as much. He'd be like, oh, yep, no problem, because like I'm just grateful that you're here, right? And I think that. Whether you like Jez or not, I think sometimes his personality is what feeds into this. And we're not really talking about Jez today. That's not the goal of our podcast.
Yeah, no, I don't care about Jez.
But, you know, I just think it's one of those, like, eventually Asha's going to talk to lots of people, right?
Yes.
She's probably going to say a lot of the same things. And it goes to my same point with Seamus. There's not time to go talk to the people that she probably really wants to do because part of this job is being the face of Xbox. And that just means a lot of your time is dedicated to being in all these places and basically saying the same things over and over with the smile on your face, with your fancy leather jacket. And like, that's your life, man. That's just what you do. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Ashes, aka.
You know what she needs to wear is some Aspen sunglasses. Is what she needs.
Shout out to Ashes, aka Casual Dad Skills, said it best. Kind of funny. It was about entertainment, not journalism. They show that again. I agree. Bless isn't a journalist. It's not like he's media trained either. And he also said, I don't care what industry you're in. If you're interviewing a CEO, it will be a controlled interview. Yeah, I don't understand. And then Timper said that seemed like kind of funny was getting the heat and he had to say something about Blessings. Yeah, and I'm sure Blessings probably like, I shouldn't have said anything and not make a big deal out of it because it is a no deal. Blessing apologized for throwing a tantrum, but not to Jez directly. Yeah, well, Jez probably isn't going to be going on kind of funny anytime soon. So Freight Conductor also asked in the Discord. Ooh, this one I'm going to go straight to bacon.
Oh, she is.
If Sony is, we didn't talk about this, but this was kind of potential news, but it's not confirmed yet. Rumors going around from a Jason Schreier convo on Reset Era or something. If Sony is pulling away from single player PC ports, which closes first? Nix's or Haven Studios, Bacon?
Well, it'll probably be both of them at the same time with a single tweet. The way I look at it, if Sony doesn't want my money, I spend a lot of money in the video games industry. If Sony doesn't want my money, I'm not going to go out of my way to give them my money. If they think that PC gamers are going to leave PC and or buy a $700 console just to play Wolverine, I've got another thing for you. PC gamers are notoriously stubborn. And we're just not going to do it. We're not Dan. We don't own a PS5 for the memes.
Dan doesn't own it either. He gave it back, and he'll buy it again.
What are you talking about? This is the new hotness, you guys.
And that's half of what's now changed my stance on Xbox pulling back all the PS5 ports. Pull them back. Xbox and PC only. If you don't want to play nice, you don't want to give games to PC who saved Helldivers, I don't know what to tell you.
But that's not first party.
I'm not just going to play your multiplayer games because to this day, you haven't had any good multiplayer games except for Helldivers and
Marathon's on.
I did play it today. So, but long story short, you don't want my money, Sony. I won't give you my money. That's if that's the stance you're going to take. And I spend stupid amounts of money in video games.
Yeah, I think they're both closing. Bubble Boy, you have any thoughts on this? Does this anger you in any way that you're not going to get PlayStation first party games? Because out of all of us, you probably are the biggest PS first party fanboy.
Sure, yeah, and it
Are you going to buy a PS5?
no, and that sucks. That absolutely sucks. Like here's some free money that they apparently don't want.
Right. Because of brand damage. Ugh.
Yeah, and I don't get that. Like, it's the
stupid.
same. And I'm sure Jose's always been smarter than me, and he's still gonna be. But like, maybe he can explain. Like, if I go on an airplane and I'm like, hey, there's a first class seat open. Can I give you $50? I already paid my 1,000 to get on this airplane. Can I pay $50 more and have that one? That's free money that they're not going to get otherwise. And they're like, no, because that hurts the image and blah 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 blah. And I'm sure there's a reason for it, but no. This is stupid. They don't like money, apparently.
Diego also asks, is this a response to the Xbox hybrid? Because you'll just be able to
Probably.
buy PlayStation games there. Maybe. But my argument is, before I let Jose give his thoughts on this, is maybe PlayStation would sell more first-party games or be more happy with the sales
Day and date.
if they actually release the games day and date, day one, like a Spider-Man 2 day one on PlayStation and PC. They're always comparing these numbers, saying like, well, it only sold 150,000
later.
copies.
Blah.
Well, what do you expect when you release a game 6 months to a year after?
Right.
If PlayStation actually tried and did release day and date, maybe these sales on PC would be much larger. So, Jose, closing thoughts on this.
They'll never know until they try.
So
Exactly.
the story's not spoiled. Well, they did day and date with Helldivers and sold gangbusters.
But that's a
I get
multiplayer
it.
game and it's a second
get
party
it.
IP.
We don't have anything else to compare to.
There's no exactly. What if God of
PC
War was day and
players
date?
supported the game.
Ghost of Yote day and date.
Right.
Like what
Before
does
the
that Jose?
story's
I feel
spoiled.
like I'm
I'd have
taking
bought-
crazy pills.
I'd have bought Death Stranding 2.
Crazy pills.
Death Stranding 2. I'd have probably
Ghost.
bought Ghost of Yote.
Probably God of
I
War.
Definitely bought Spider-Man. I don't think I had the PC back when it was God of War, but and Wolverine for sure. Like, there's so many games that I would
Sorrows,
have bought.
I would buy day one.
I just
So Jose, Todd in Save the Game Media was saying PlayStation isn't doing that because they're so reliant on their exclusive games and PlayStation in general that's why they would never do day and date or why they have the delay. And then Diego says, I don't really understand the brand damage. They've already got a lock on console sales. And then Ashes to Ashes, aka Casual Dad Skill, says, yeah, someone that's worked in marketing for years, I don't think they realize how many sales they lose by not capitalizing on day one hype. By the time it releases on PC, stories have been spoiled.
Exactly.
Jose, closing thoughts on this question from Freight Conductor?
I mean, to Freight's question, I hope that it's Haven if we have to choose because I need
Yeah,
to go
absolutely.
take
Like, come on,
first,
dude.
and then they can close Nixus.
If Nixus
But
is
please don't
cooked,
close Nixus.
God.
Why does
No,
Nixus exist if not for this purpose? So
The other piece of this that we just need to at least acknowledge, whether we agree with it or like it, is that developing for multiple platforms, whether that's PlayStation and Xbox or PlayStation and PC, is expensive and time intensive, right? Like, and I understand that's literally the purpose of Nexus and Haven. Like, that's in the context of this question. But I think that's the part that's just harder about, like, why don't they put it day and date? Because there's already so much development time that goes into let's say Wolverine, right, to making that game just come out, right? September 12th, I think, is the date they just released this week. So, but adding that platform of PC not only adds the challenge of time and money, but also the risk of damage if it doesn't release well, right? And that goes back to what we were talking about last week with like Matt Piscatella, is that if you release a bad port, and PC unfortunately right now is probably it's just so hard to gauge because there's such a wide variety of rigs, right? That if it releases poorly and you need a hot fix in a week or two, by that time the damage is done, right? And that's whether we like it or not. And again, I'm a huge PC fanboy now, but I understand that at the core of this, that's one of the problems, right? Because
what about Resident Evil? They're doing it.
but they're not an exclusive brand to the companies, right? But here's my point. I know we're not talking about the games we played this week, but I finished Star Wars Outlaws. That's a great example of this, right? When it released, it had so many bugs that it totally damaged that release, and it's honestly a really great game. It really is. But
But that was on consoles too. That wasn't just PC. It was everywhere. It did not release well. It
Yes.
wasn't just PC.
But the argument I'm making is that if they had not released it on PC,
Yes.
and they focused on just console, it could have been a good release. Do you see what I'm saying? That's, I think, what the scary thing is there. And look, I agree with you. Like, I think it's dumb. Put the games everywhere. I think capitalize on the hype. I think everybody wants it. And I think maybe
I don't get it.
Maybe the question is that Sony just doesn't see that. And I that seems wild to me in today's world, that no one in Sony is saying like, hey, maybe we should think about this, but maybe it's not the ones prominent enough, or maybe that's just not the director from the top. Because again, the reality is most of these major decisions don't come from the low level devs. They don't come from the creative team, the digital marketing team, even the sales team. They come from above. Right. And so that's, I think, the hard part that we just have to realize. And again, if we're voting, please don't close Nixus, because I need Yote on PC before we
It's not happening, Jose. Sorry. Emotionless Tacos, or Diego said Astrobot would have sold more than 2 million or whatever it was. Yep. And Emotionless said, even as a PlayStation fan, I would buy them on PC, to be honest. Taco, I'm glad you said that. But Spider-Man 2, I could be playing that right now on PS Plus Extra. And I don't want to. I'm going to continue to wait till I see it like at $30, because I'd rather play it on my PC,
bud, yeah.
seeing it on those incredible
it's
true
gonna look
4K and frame rates. And I don't want to settle for the pisser technology of the PS5 Pro. I'm going to wait. I don't care. And then I believe Taco also said, but also remember that PC development is a lot of work. I don't want to hear that anymore. Everything's developed on PCs. If they can make it run, I'm tired of that. PlayStation could easily have ports to PC and release day and date. And they would make way more money. What was the highlight you had, Jose?
I just clicked on accident. It was just Diego
Okay.
saying that guy got thrown out the window. Very sad, too.
Guys, let's close this show like we always do, with the best food we had this week, Bubble Boy.
Wow, it's like there's a party in my mouth and everyone's invited.
And guys, I've been sitting on this for a long time. Did anyone see the articles I've had saved in there? Let's start off with the one I want to direct directly at Jose. Pizza Hut
I haven't seen those.
Hey, you didn't read
plans
Big
to
Box's
close 250 locations across the United States
Good.
during the first half of the year, according to parent company Yum Brands. And this was a while ago I put this in. The closures account roughly for 3% of Pizza Hut's U.S. restaurant. And Jose, you're always capping
I always will.
for Pizza Hut.
Capping?
Okay? Yeah. Is that the right word? No cap?
I don't think that is the right word.
And tell me if they're so good. Yeah, you are. You're saying they're the truth. If they're so good, Jose, why are they closing all of these stores? Potentially
Because
more.
that's why half of the adults in this country are literate. That's why I'm always capping for them, because of the Book It program from the 90s. Does it mean they have great pizza? I think so. It doesn't mean everyone has to agree with me. I know there's better pizza out there. And I know in the article they cite that Domino's is their biggest competition. Domino's is hard to beat financially, but I think Pizza Hut has better pizza. But that's just me.
All right. Well, I just want to share that with you.
It's sad. It sounds like some people are out pizza in the hut right now.
That's got that right, Jose. Another news: Burger King. I'm the simp for Burger King of this panel. Is changing the Whopper for the first time in many, many years.
But why?
Hell.
First time in nearly 10 years. First, the bread is being swapped for a more premium, better tasting bun.
It's about time.
Don't worry. It'll still have that sesame seed goodness.
Like a brioche?
2, the presentation will shift in terms of the burger's packaging. Rather than being wrapped in paper, it will be upgraded and served in a new box. And lastly, the toppings will get an update. Each Whopper will come stacked tall with freshly cut onions and tomatoes and crisp lettuce.
So they weren't fresh
Tangy
before?
pickles per release. All of which were ingredients before, but it will be stacked high bacon and with better tasting
Taco,
mayo.
Wow. presentation's everything with a burger.
Guys, the
burger.
Whopper is the best fast food burger out there. Nothing comes close. Maybe the QPC, add mayo and lettuce. But the Whopper tastes like nothing else. And it's still affordable. And if you live by a good Burger King like me, I know there are bad ones out there. But when you're blessed by a good one, by me off of Kipling, who is solid every time I go, that Whopper hits. It slaps every time. Shout out to the Whopper. I look forward to the half or quarter pound beef patty as always. Flame broiled. Tastes like nothing else. Cannot wait. Chat, share your best food that you had this week. Bubble Boy, let's start with you. What was the best food you had this week?
Yeah, I'm going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to go with something I just finished. And it's not even a food, but it's the Nuka-Cola Quantum. You can pick these up at Costco, and then you can save the caps and get some gear. I haven't looked into what gear I can get next, but if you're a Fallout fan at all, this is a must buy at Costco. The root beer is, it's root beer. It's sarsaparilla, so it's delicious. This blue stuff was real sugary and okay. The grape tastes like grape. It's great, but you get a cool. I think it was $21. Huge shout out to Maggie, neighbor, because she snagged it for me.
Nice.
But you get a cool bottle opener. That's a magnet, goes right on the refrigerator of a cool Vault Boy, and then you can pop that right off. And it's interesting because you don't need a bottle opener to open these; they're twist off. But
That's cool though.
Yeah. And I don't yet know. Sorry, what it will do tomorrow morning, but I'm hoping for a change in something,
Blue
like
poo?
this. Yeah, so I was just not going to say it, but yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Well, if it's on the floor of your school, we'll know it's you.
I am not the Brown Baron, yeah, but if the floors are blue tomorrow.
Gotcha. We got some comments here. Captain Logan said the Pizza Hut is the only place I've ever gotten a TMT album.
Yeah,
cassette,
and
so
they win.
And Emotionless Taco said, can they make a Whopper that's actually on the bun? Again, it's hit or miss. And Captain Logan also said 1998 Burger King 99-cent Whopper was the king. And don't forget about Sneak King and the collab. The King was great. The Sneaky King, that whole era of Burger King.
They had the video game. Yeah, that was insane.
The games were great. And Casual Dad says, I live by a bad BK. It's not the go-to place for me. Diego says, Dan over there looking like he belongs in Top Gun. You got that right, Diego.
Fun fact.
I feel the
Diego,
Those
need,
new Alpines.
the need for speed, baby. Woo!
Dan dressed as Maverick for my wedding, just so you guys know that.
I dress for it like once a month. What are you talking about? I have the costume.
Every Tuesday.
I busted out the... Do you want me to go get the jacket right now?
He didn't,
Jose?
he didn't mean to. It just happened to be Saturday, which is how he dresses.
Jose, what was the best food you had this week?
I forgot to mention the other week when I had just the girls and me, I was like, where do you guys want to go to lunch? And they answered the best place.
That chicken from
I
Popeyes.
hadn't been there in a hot minute, but it was absolutely delightful. The other thing that I had this week that was really great, we went to Breckenridge Brewery. So if you drink beer, you probably can get Breckenridge even if you're not in Colorado because it's a pretty prominent chain. But that brewery is actually really, really close to where we live. Like you can go there. It's got a really nice restaurant inside. Obviously, good beer and stuff there. We went some friends.
I still haven't been to that one.
It's very cool. It's a cool place to go.
Building,
and I got a pastrami burger. Phenomenal. Like absolutely delightful there from their farmhouse menu. And then the other thing this week, just because of like some things at school that I got home late, I've been really back into the cheese bean and rice burrito Taco Bell too, $1.59.
Yes.
It's solid. Like I just have zero complaints about it. Yeah, nothing crazy this week. Those are the best things I had. Bacon, how about you, bud?
Well, first I want to say, if you don't read Big Box's comment I put in the chat, you're doing him a disservice, sir. I had a Philly cheesesteak tonight with Cheese Whiz from Taste of Philly.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Made the mistake of going extra cheese for the Cheese Whiz. It's too much cheese.
A little
whiz.
too much.
It's a lot of Cheese Whiz. So trying to decide if I like a traditional Philly or Cheese Whiz. I lean towards traditional, but no, I can go either way.
Isn't Cheese Whiz the traditional?
Yeah.
Is
Is
it?
the cheese. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the classic
I
way in
think
Philly. Is the Whiz.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think so.
Anyone from Philly in the chat? Let us know. I'm pretty sure
that's
it
the
is.
traditional?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Oh, well, then I'll go with the other one
Lost
then.
Lana.
Huh.
Guys, I'm going to skip the best food I had this week because I had Little Caesars because I did not know Jose Big Box 1431 wrote in. Jose.
On last week's video.
I got to put this in. This is Big Box. You're getting your own segment right now to close the show. Nerd Chat. I'm listening to you guys talk about Blue Point, and you've convinced me to check myself into the psych ward at my local hospital because you all sound insane. One,
He's not wrong.
Blue Point was a great studio like Hannibal Lecter was a great police officer. They wore the face of other games. They never made a great game. Why is everyone treating them like they made Half-Life 2 and Ocarina of Time? 2, an EA producer named Brian Walker went on Kiwi Talks 4 months ago and said a $100 million game needs to sell 6 million units to break even. Break even is not the goal for the guy who cuts your grass, let alone a company like PlayStation.
Damn it, Big Box.
If PlayStation already remastered their biggest games, why do people think remastering Killzone or Resistance was a gold mine? Those franchises died for a reason.
Yeah, and we're not talking about those franchises.
I have to go now. The men in white suits are telling me I'm having an episode because I said Marathon is about to do gangbusters and we're all in the games as the service era now. Love, Big Box. Shout out, Big Box. Base to Big Box 1431 as always, guys. Bacon, what do you think of Big Box's comments?
I again champion all his references. The man, I don't know if they just come to him or if he sits there after the show.
He's a cultured fella.
Like he uses AI and figures out what he wants to say. Because the guy's a genius. He's right when I read it. Like, what had Blue Point done other than remaster games?
Stop. He's so
They're
wrong.
remasters, though.
Look at Logan's comment.
They're good remasters, but yeah. What did Logan say?
Captain Logan said Blue Point is a good studio because there was a Grand Theft Auto trilogy remake that proved you can take a good thing and screw it up.
Okay.
And to be fair, to counter Big Box, are all of these projects that Blue Point was working on $100 million games, ports? Like,
yeah, but they're probably also what Sony told them to do. And they probably wanted to make their own thing.
Correct. Sony did well, but counterpoint for or against Big Box, maybe Sony did tell them initially to work on a God of War games as a service game. So Big Box, I don't know. Shout out to Big Box 1431. Jose, we need to get big.
There's some people want to ride too. Pick them up.
Big Box, get your ass on the show already. Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 252. Thank you, Phil Spencer. You saved Xbox, and we'll never forget that. Rest in peace. You can rest now.
Mile high salute, Phil.
Again, he did not die. I just need to clarify that.
My name is Daddy D Wall. You can follow me across all social media at Daddy D Wall. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast. I'm still updating the website. My Achilles is cooked right now. I almost tore it. I'm going to rest it. Pray for my Achilles. Shout out to our sponsor, aspen-sunglasses.com. Shout out to my wife. So proud of you. Thank you so much for the sponsorship tonight. Jose, where can people find you?
You can find me Chipotle Bear everywhere. And in approximately
20 minutes.
43 minutes.
Resident Evil.
You can find me back on the streets of Raccoon City.
Hell yeah.
Cannot wait. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat. Always fun hanging out and seeing everybody. Happy Thursday night. Play some great games this weekend. I probably will jump into Marathon this weekend too at some point. I want to check it out. I'm curious. Other than that, be kind to everyone out there, despite all the craziness in the news politically, but also just Xbox. Like, look, man, this is a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. It's fine to argue. Clearly we did that tonight. But at the end of the day, we're all on the same side because we love games. So we appreciate y'all. Have a great week, man.
X Bacon Gaming.
Oh, you can find me on the golf course hitting range balls, getting ready for the season. I'm retiring from gaming. I'm pretty sure of it.
And Bubble Boy and 7.
I hope you don't retire, Bacon. That would be sad.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, so is golf. Has anybody ever had fun?
Yeah,
golfing?
seriously, dude.
Anybody
Golf is-
I've had fun drinking golfing.
yeah, drinking and
No, you can find me at Cheer Comp. It's comp weekend. Stardust, shout out.
Update that LAX, brother.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So that's where you can find me this weekend.
as always, Xbox fans, we're not dead yet. See you online.
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 This is for the AI bot, Asha.
Adios, turd nuggets.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast, is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy Diwali across all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. The intern to the assistant to the co-hosts is Jason Jarrett, and you can follow him at XBaconGaming. You can also follow the show at The Nerd Chat across all social media. And as always, see you online.